Okay, here's an interesting comment from one of the subscribers, I believe. Asking some questions, and let me just respond to some of these. So the first one is, where are the studies that show a carnivore diet is the healthiest and the best for longevity and a long life? Well, there are none, but I will counter that there are no studies on any diet that actually shows that. I mean, there are some very poor epidemiologic data, but that is not good quality evidence. So there's no evidence for any diet at all that we can actually confidently, assuredly say this is the best diet for all. Now, there's obviously people getting sick on certain diets, and that's probably not good for longevity. Standard American diet would be the classic one, but to claim that you have any data that shows that unequivocally that a particular diet, whether it be Mediterranean or vegetarian or vegan or carnivore diet, is the ultimate diet for longevity would be false and misleading, and no study like that will ever be done. To be honest, that they can absolutely show us that it's just unethical, impossible to fund. So we're never going to have that data. So you're going to have to just go with something else. I like to personally go with feeling healthy and being healthy and not being diseased. I think that's a pretty good endpoint. Now, the second sort of criticism there is, why would we say that it's a humanist appropriate or a species appropriate diet when there's no evidence to point to that? Well, I would sort of disagree with that. There have been many lines of evidence that point to humans being particularly carnivorous for certainly long periods of our existence. Throughout. If you believe in the evolutionary model, I know a lot of people don't, but certainly since the beginning of human existence, either recorded history or according to anthropologic evidence, as long back as we've been human beings, and human beings extend beyond Homo sapien. It goes all the way back to perhaps Homo habilis, or some people would even make the argument for Australopithecus, some 3+ million years ago, eating meat in high quantities. The isotopic data, Michael Richards out of Max Planck University has shown that extensively throughout most of Europe. Humans were heavily carnivorous, both the Neanderthal versions and the Homo sapien versions. There are societies, still living today in the polar regions. You can look at the Nene, the Sami populations, the Inuit populations, many other places, and Nilotic African tribes, various, Maasai being probably some of the most well-known, throughout Mongolians, throughout South America, in the southern Brazil and Argentina, Gaucho cultures. Meat eating to an extreme amount was very common, and so we do have societies that do that. Conversely, we don't have any purely plant-based vegan societies. Some people would argue that there's vegetarians in India that have been around for quite a while. However, they're not, fully excluding animal products. They're eating milk and eggs and dairy, and sometimes quite a bit of that. So again, that is kind of nonsense. Now, the last sort of statement here about the Okinawans and their diet being 100% plant-based, or nearly so, is just utter rubbish. I mean, that's been clearly shown. Anybody who's been to Okinawa knows that's not the case. They value pork. They cook with lard. They eat pork almost every single day. The sort of the confusion, I think, occurred back when they originally did the surveys back in 1949, and looked at the population. That was a starvation diet at the time, because it occurred right after World War II, when we had devastated Okinawa, via World War II. All their basically pigs. They had something like 120,000 pigs on the island prior to World War II, and afterwards that number was dwindled down to a few hundred or maybe a few thousand. So their diet was radically changed. And so again, this is just nonsense. So anyway, there you go. Hopefully this helps. You guys have a great day. I know I will, because I'm going to have some meat today, like I do every day. And we'll talk to you soon. Stay strong. Don't listen to these knuckleheads. They're ideologically driven because they think they're saving the planet. They think they're saving animals. When reality is they're just virtue sick. They're doing none of the above. And the real thing you can do to help the planet and help humanity is to take care of yourself and get healthy. And you do that by, eating right, exercising, and yes, eating right in my view. And I think that the data is showing that more and more, including high quality protein, particularly in the form of animal products. You guys take care. We'll talk to you soon.